Warner, and everyone at the World Chamber of Commerce, and our host here at UPS for making today's event possible. Ladies and gentlemen, dignitaries, friends, I am truly honored to be here today on behalf of the government of Ecuador, our President Rafael Correa, and all Ecuadorians here in Atlanta to accept the World Chambers of Commerce Global Hero Award for our work to promote bilateral trade and economic growth. This is a very special award for me because I have spent much of my time political and public career in Ecuador facilitating economic growth, investment, tourism, and trade. Prior to becoming ambassador to the United States, I was a coordinating minister of production in Quito and helped develop a new framework of protections and incentives for investments in my country. I have seen firsthand the amazing transformative power of commerce. Commerce can serve as a connective tissue, binding people of different cultures, geographies, and religion together. Commerce can help a small country like Ecuador to grow and develop, and in the process lift up millions of our people, families, communities, women and children to a better life. And commerce can unite the people of two countries through the interaction of the private sector, local governments, NGOs, and citizens. That is why I'm so passionate about the deepening of commercial tourism and investment ties between Ecuador and the United States. We have launched a new campaign called All You Need is Ecuador. Do you remember All You Need is Love? Well, we took that song and used it. It cost us a little bit, but we're using it. And all you need is Ecuador. Because all you need is our chocolate, our roses, our shrimp, and other premium products from Ecuador. All you need is the opportunity to enjoy 4 worlds in one country. Ecuador is home to the most biodiverse rainforest in the world. Highlands with outstanding snow-white peaks, a road to the sun through magnificent beaches, and the unparalleled Galapagos Island. Certainly all you need is Ecuador. And all of this is possible because of the ongoing transformation of my country, a reality that everyone is invited to witness. I hope each one of you can come one day to my country, Ecuador. You are most than welcome to come and visit us. But before elaborating a little bit on this, I would like to share some data that reflects healthy Ecuadorian-U.S. bilateral trade and, most importantly, U.S.-Ecuadorian-Georgia relationship and the potential to keep moving forward. The U.S. is an important provider of capital and other processed goods to Ecuador. It's also a significant market for Ecuador that continues to grow. The share of non-oil Ecuadorian exports sent to the United States, for example, increased from 22% in 2012 to almost 40% in the first semester of 2013. This is not a coincidence. It is a continued trend. Bilateral trade between our countries at the end of 2013 grew by 18% from the previous year, and now we surpassed the $18 billion among imports and exports. Ecuador was one of the top U.S. trading partners in Latin America and was around the 30th trading partner worldwide, which is remarkable considering the size of my country. Also, Ecuador is the second fastest growing market for U.S. exports. Yes, Ecuador is the second fastest growing market for your exports, and I bet UPS is enjoying that. And with a greater growth of, more than 23%. Regarding Ecuador's relationship with Georgia, let me share some data with you too about. In 2013, Ecuador and Georgia trade grew 6% from 2012, and just in the first quarter of this year, we have enjoyed also a growth of more than 40% in our bilateral trade. So I believe the potential is there, and of course we are here to establish the partnerships to expand it. With this in mind, let me put this scenario into context. Consider that this is a globalized world. The trade relationship between Latin America and the United States has never been more critical. Latin America is one of the fastest growing and most dynamic markets in the world for trade and investment, and the comparative advantages of Latin America and Ecuador, in particular for the United States, are tremendous. Think about this. The US and Latin America share time zones. The region is very easy to reach logistically, particularly here from Atlanta. With 30 million of Spanish speakers in the US, a common language is spoken, and our middle class has grown by 50% in the last years alone. By 2020, Latin American GDP is expected to reach the 10 trillion plus mark, double than 2010, with 64 million active consumers. I am proud that in the midst of this growth, Ecuador, a country rich in biodiversity and beauty, but also human talent, has completed a stunning economic turnaround. Today, Ecuador is the third fastest growing economy in Latin America, as the Senator remarked, and Ecuador's output is back to its predecessor's level of after 10 years. We have slashed the numbers of those in extreme poverty. We provide world-class affordable health care and improve the overall quality of life, which has made us the #1 foreign retirement destination for US citizens. I don't know if you knew this. For 5 years in a row, your retiree people have chosen us to be as the top place to go. What others call the Ecuadorian miracle did not happen overnight. To climb out of recession, the government adopted the idea of fiscal stimulus, pumping in 5% of GDP in 2009, building schools, roads, housing, and other needed infrastructure to create jobs, raise the standards of living, and more importantly, prepare us to compete globally. We also regulated our financial sector, which included returning about $2 billion of bank reserves held abroad. That money was used to make loans for infrastructure, housing, agriculture, and other domestic investment. Our investment in infrastructure has allowed Ecuador to significantly improve its capacities and to clean more than 15 positions in the Competitiveness Globe Index, the best for the Latin American performance.